G'day guys, it's Ben here from Pumped On Property. Super excited to be down here with my beautiful wife Lisa today. We're at the front of a property that we bought just 10 k's from the CBD of Brisbane about 2016 December. It's weird actually just walking into it again for the first time in a while, or in fact since we bought it, just sort of re-remembering the floor plan, what it looks like, what our vision for it is. So in today's video we thought we'd talk about some of the tips that we've got for renovating. Lisa's an interior designer. I've obviously got an obsession for property. In particular, we wanted to talk about a partial renovation versus a full renovation, and then some of the key lessons we've learned as well. So thanks for coming down.
No worries.
Let's talk about the two things that we're looking at the moment. We've got another property up on the beaches in Brisbane that we're looking at as well.
Which we just decided today.
We've just decided today. I would put that property into the partial renovation category, where this one is in the full reno category. So what's the difference and what's the rationale behind that?
I think just depends on the area, you know, what kind of money's in that area as to whether you go all out, because full renovations are really expensive. You know, if you're taking out kitchens and bathrooms and walls, like it just all adds up. So the first house that we went to today, just in that area, especially with the condition of the old kitchen that's in there, we've decided to leave that in. I mean, if you go in and you don't, like, it just depends on the condition of things as well, hey?
Yeah, like, you know, the difference between this home and that one is this area is probably worth on average about an extra $150,000.
Yeah.
There's countless examples of beautiful homes in this street and it's got a really good feel. The other rationale behind this particular property is when we walked in, the floor plan just doesn't work. Like what it would need if you were living in it is just take out every wall and just reconfigure it all. We could do a partial reno on this one with a new kitchen and a new bathroom, but if we do that, the floor plan's still not going to work.
Yeah.
So when we talk about partial or basic cosmetic renos, what we're referring to is painting the outside, inside, replacing blinds, window finishes, replacing fans and lights, door handles, replacing the flooring with like tiles or carpet or timber.
Yeah.
And that's really as far as you go, cleaning up the yard. When we're talking about like a more substantial structural reno like this property, bathrooms, kitchens, walls, replacing ceilings, like really getting stuck into it.
Well, it's not really structural because we're not doing anything to affect the structure of the house. It's just all the inside. Like we're going to do a gut and then like freshen it all back up again.
So internal structure reno. So let's talk about the differences between the two properties. So let's talk about our plan for Longland Street, and you can talk about what we're going to do and I can talk about why we're only doing that. And then you can talk about the plan for this one and I'll explain why we're doing that.
Actually, the houses are quite similar, aren't they? Because all the living is upstairs, all the bedrooms, everything. And then downstairs is kind of your garage and just a big open space. So, like, I guess they are quite similar. So in, what's it called? Longland Street. That one, we're going to leave the kitchen and bathroom for now. We're going to freshen up all the outside with paint and gardens and stuff like that. And then inside, we're going to, you know, freshen up with new doors and door handles, new flooring throughout, because it's, you know, the old houses, they have the really retro carpet and then the vinyl. It's beautiful. So we're going to freshen up the flooring and just really just make it feel really nice for the people who move in there. It's got the most amazing vintage oven that I've ever seen. Like, I just want to take the oven with me. So yeah, so it'll just be a bit of a freshen up. I feel like it's not so major when you're not doing kitchens and bathrooms because there's a lot of trades involved in them. Like you need your cabinet maker, your plumber, your electrician. Like there's just a lot of moving parts when you do that, where like painting and flooring and stuff are not as many trades involved. So you save a lot of money that way.
So for that reno, like Lisa's vision is to make it look super fresh. So imagine the little house behind us. For that one, we're going to do like a navy blue base color on some of it, just parts of it, and then a beautiful fresh white.
Yeah.
We'll replace the stair treads with some like beautiful grayed out timber. We'll tidy up the yard, but you know, that type of reno shouldn't cost, I don't know, a number right now. Brad, Lisa's brother, standing behind me, probably just shaking his head going, you know, it's going to cost more than you think it is, which is always the way for me, but it's quite a simple reno. Now let's talk about the why behind that. Now for that particular property, we're going to fill in a little bit of downstairs too, which won't be legal height to like classify as a bedroom, but it'll be very functional and probably add 50, if not $100 a week of extra rent.
Yeah, it'll just be a nice big open space.
Nice big open space down
all
there.
Cleaned up for them. It could be like a study or a kids retreat or whatever you want.
Yeah, and I think for that property, like the reason we're not going all in is one, like Lisa said, the kitchen and the bathroom have actually been beautifully maintained. Again, it's still in an affordable area, and at this stage, we don't think it's worthwhile doing the kitchen and the bathroom. We could easily get another 10, if not 15 years out of them, I reckon. And so we'll wait for the market to grow in value. We'll wait for the rent returns to go up. And I think if we were to spend 100K on that house, we might only get an extra 50 to 60 bucks a week.
Yeah.
We're spending that money here, the rent return's going to go absolutely through the roof.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this property and what your plan is now. We sort of came in thinking the same thing, but after walking through it, it looks like it's going to be a bigger
It's
reno.
beautifully maintained here. Like, we have the best tenant. It's just the layout's quite pokey. Like, you walk in to the lounge room and then around a corner to the kitchen and then around another corner to the dining. Like, it's just very bitsy, isn't it? So we just want to open it up and make it feel like a very fluid space.
Yeah, so what apparently the plan is going to be is to just rip out all of the internal walls and completely gut the house. And then Lisa will work with the builder on redesigning the space to make it much more functional and livable. And then we'll sort of rebuild it back together with, you know, new bedroom positions, kitchen, living, dining spaces, open it up so that it works onto the deck space, and then a little bit of gardening as well as a bit of tidying up out the front here too. So we got no idea how much this one's going to cost, but I think the property was purchased years ago really cheap, and there's a lot of examples of beautiful homes selling for a lot more and renting for a lot more now. I think it's close enough to the city to get the next wave of growth too, and we're going to need to do this reno at some point down the line. So we thought, let's just get it done now, get the tax depreciation benefits off it too, and get, you know, much higher quality rent returns on it as well. What lessons do you think, just to finish off the video, have you learned from like the different random projects we've done over the years?
Oh my god, so many random projects. I think just be mindful of going too cheap with your renos. You know, it might cost a little bit more for certain things that are going to last a lot longer or look a lot better, like, you know, stone bench tops for an example. Like, you can do a laminate bench top, but it might just be more worthwhile doing stone bench tops, and it's not that much of a price jump. Like, don't be too tight when you're trying to do an investment
Just how
reno.
we were for all of our first ones.
Yeah. Remember the first one and some things as well, like we hand painted the roof of our first house because you didn't want to fork out for a sprayer. So it's like silly things like that we've learned, just like it's more worthwhile just to get it done properly and get it done quickly and just move on, you know.
Even like the fencing that you can see behind us, which is colour bond, we've opted for that because we think we'll get maybe 20, 25 years hopefully out of that. And if anything happens, we can just replace a post or a panel, versus going for like what we would have done on cheaper properties back in the day, which is timber, which is only going to last 15 years, maybe 20. So little things like that, spending a bit more up front just to make sure it's quality if you plan on holding it forever like we do.
And be consistent. Don't do like a different vanity in each bathroom and a different tile in each room. Like, just one tile throughout, please.
Yeah, like simpleness.
Yeah, simplicity.
What we've learned from doing a project on the Sunny Coast last year is that the market, particularly renters, really value a point of difference and something that feels fresh that they can be proud of. So we'll make this a bit funkier, a bit trendier than anything else in the market around here, and because of that, we'll find someone that falls in love with it and get a much better rent return as well.
Yeah.
So excited to show you this one as it comes to life, and appreciate you being on this today.